I've been all kinds of busy, or sort of kind of busy, and I need a minute. Yeah, that's kind of what's been going on here. Kind of the vibe. I got this new SD card. It appears that the SD card, in fact, does have issues. So we're seeing that live as I'm recording. So hopefully it still picks up some of this. I might have to clean it up, cut it up, do what I gotta do. Anyways, we're back. The solo pod is back. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I still got to get the pod out, get the word out. And, the group podcast I do on the other end, the Gonzo cast, is, the other contestants are a little busy today, so that's why I'm here. Now, solo pod is back. I haven't done, one of these in a while. I don't even want to give it a name. I kind of just want to upload like the wave file to the internet and just be like, you guys figure it out. But that's probably what's going to happen. Anyways, I've basically just been fucking busy. Just like operating like a Windows update. So I've still got the tech job. I'm still doing IT. A little bit higher level issues or support, I will say. We're leveling up in that realm. So the higher you get, the weirder, the more interesting, the deeper, and the stupid the problems can become that you're fixing. Lots of software repair. Lots of wireless issues. Your Wi-Fi card is broken. We're going to have to get you a new one. Stuff like that. But, if you're watching on YouTube, you're probably not doing much watching. I'm not really doing the whole face to the camera thing. Just not really into that. Don't really have the budget. And I don't mean money. I just mean I don't really have the capacity for that right now. Don't really want to edit a video, nor look at a video of me talking to myself in a video. Just kind of, yeah. Anyways, yeah. But enjoy the little waveform or whatever AI that I slapped in the background. It's kind of like the podcast equivalent of ambience lighting. It does nothing, but makes you feel like something's happening. So instead of looking at a blank background or a static image on YouTube, I'll give you that AI slop. AI slop. So how's the AI slop been treating you guys these days? It's really tough trying to decipher if a video is real or if it's AI. That is... And it was never this difficult, so AI slop is definitely getting better. It's improving. I'll take a sip of coffee to that. It's a little strong. It's improving, In the realm of crypto, we're just going to hit all the tech circuits here. In the realm of crypto, it's obviously down, if you've been paying attention. Down, what's down? That would be Bitcoin. It's, I guess you could say it's up. Looking at a 91K observation today. Last week we were about at 86, 87K. So I guess you could say we're up. But in the grand scheme, the record high was, I believe, 120,000 or 118,000, in that range. And that was about 2 months ago. Now, so I would say we're down now from about 120,000 down to, 91,000. And the only point I'm trying to make here is it's on sale. There's your Black Friday. Buy some Bitcoin. And I just want to tell you that not out of sponsoring reasons, obviously, because how could Bitcoin sponsor you? No one owns it kind of thing. But I just want you guys to level up. And if you're not buying, you should buy. That's all I'm saying. And if you could care less about crypto, well, I guess suits yourself, but I'd recommend it. Not going to go too deep, although all you really have to focus on is Bitcoin, bro. Just keep it simple. That's the big moving factor is Bitcoin, so stick with Bitcoin, and you can't go wrong. So don't really need to buy anything else. If you haven't noticed, all of the altcoins follow the Bitcoin trend. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. Go buy some. I've been hearing these... Yeah, I don't even have TikTok, but I'll call them TikTokers. They got that TikTok brain. They're just passing on trading advice. And, whatever they learned in about 14 seconds of a TikTok, that's their crypto skills. That's the best coin out there. I fucking saw a TikTok on it. Okay? Well, I'm not here to do that to you guys. Maybe I'll call this podcast Do Your Own Research, DYOR. Welcome back to the Dior. Dior. Oh, this is Dior. Oh, shit. I think I came across something, guys. Yeah, this is Dior. It's vintage Dior. Do your own research. So, wow. Maybe I'll just rename the podcast right there on the spot. We don't know. We don't know yet. I don't even have an episode number because I couldn't tell you. I just don't. But let's see. Moving things along. Crypto is a patience module. Just get used to it. Just stay patient, bro. It's all about the long game, the long run. You're not going to really make any money day trading because of all the tax implications. And if you're like, well, I don't report my taxes anyway. Well, I don't know what to tell you, brother, but we're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long run, as they say. So, anyways, work has been sick. Pretty wild. Sitting at the desk, it gets pretty wild. But if I had to describe it, my job is basically isolating an issue, figuring out what the suspects are and eliminating suspects, hoping and praying that something gets fixed, and then telling the user to try again. Like, okay, try it now. I ran some quick repairs. Go ahead, bro, and try it now. And that's how I talk on the phone to them. That's what I say. We tried to recover this corrupted Excel file earlier. This lady was like, yo, my life depends on it. And I'm like, I believe you, but that shit's gone. Like, we went through your workbooks. We went through recovery, autosaves, whatever Microsoft calls that stuff. And, yeah. But yeah, it's that kind of stuff. And the nice thing is people aren't contacting me. I'm not the first point of support. It usually gets to me after a couple of the junior guys have forked around with it and they can't figure it out. Then it comes to me. So there's usually some work, some investigation that's been done beforehand. And I don't have these people calling me, which is nice. I remember those days, though. I'll never forget it. But anyways, a bunch of software repairs, bro. It's nothing too sick. On a side note, I've been building some scripts, some programs and scripts. Just designing different things. Instead of, doom scrolling or gooning with, yeah. So, been building some software, bro. And if you're honestly not building software in 2025, what are you doing? Because look at it this way. You don't need to know coding anymore, brother. We have AI. AI can build the code for you. Tell it what to do. Ask it to give you the zip file. And there you go. Just unzip it. Compile if you need to, brother. Some people don't know that, but I don't know. I got a creative tip on this thing. I was building like a very bare bones notebook for myself. I like notes. I want to build myself a notebook, and it sort of runs in this terminal window, so it looks real techy and wow, this is sick. But it's pretty simple. It's just a notebook. I wasn't trying to go too hard with it, and just been building different projects, working on websites. I'm sure one day the podcast is going to have a website. I'm still figuring it out, but it's in progress, and so those things have been keeping me busy rather than, I do like my video games, I do like my Need for Speed, my Call of Duty, but just been building just some software for fun. It's pretty sick, making your own tools. I don't want to use this guy's application. I want to build my own, and it's been fun. So check it out. Build some software using ChatGPT. If I lost you all with all of that nerd shit, I don't blame you. But if you're still out there, you still know what's going on. What's good? So I mentioned that other podcast. I mentioned that other podcast I do with the homies. That one's called the Wammo Gonzo. And honestly, after doing so many episodes, I kind of realized we all have a purpose in life. I've kind of figured out the roles after listening and deciphering the podcast. Now, of course, it includes my friend Cameron is my co-host. We're both hosts. No one is higher than the other on this hierarchy. And then there's a third new guy. We call him Nate. His name's Nate. He is our Google searching guy, idea bouncing off of person if we get bored. He's also like a audience member in a way, so it's like we have someone else watching it all unfold, but he's very much part of the show. New inclusion, new addition. We love him. Good guy. But no, I've kind of found out that I'm sort of the narrator of the whole podcast, or like the quiet operator. I'm there, I'm setting the scene, and people are kind of just following along with the tracks. It's all staying on track. It's not just soup. It's not everywhere. And I'm not trying to be all over the place, swinging with energy. Very monotone. I realize it. I get it. But there's a market for that, guys. Okay. I haven't found it yet, but I know there's a market out there for it. And kind of just feel like I'm the stabilizer. Like sort of just gluing the whole pod together kind of thing, I don't have to come with all the juiciest bits, but if I, could structure it, oh, fuck, do I love structure. If I could just structure the pod, I'll be the train tracks or the backbone, and you guys just do the rest of the show from there. But I do like to do me some structure. But anyways, yeah, it's fun. It's funny. I didn't always recognize that until recently. Just kind of had to sit there and rewatch some episodes. Yeah, I'm not trying to force too many jokes. God, I hate when people come in, do a podcast, be a guest, and they're just forcing jokes or doing bits. Wow, I just really don't like that, And what is a bit at the end of the day? Anything can be a bit, but I just don't like forcing. I don't like forcing, dude. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be like a informational podcast, but also just like a conversation between the bros. But more than just a bro talk, you get something out of it. It might be just some information about the city, Cincinnati, or just might be some random shit that's happening that week. And I'll sip to that. So anyways, we're locked in. I've told you guys my role here. I've acknowledged it. You can choose to acknowledge it, but it's truth. Honestly, don't, and this is advice to anyone, You don't need to be the loudest in the room to be heard, my guy. You don't need to be. You don't need to be. You just need to show up, be authentic, be yourself. If you're boring, bro, just be that guy. And most likely, you're probably not that boring. It's always the quiet guys when they open up, you realize, oh, they're not that fucking boring. They're actually pretty sick. You're actually more interesting than most folks. So yeah, realization, we logged it, we did it. I guess we could call this, this podcast is kind of like the Tyler operating system, Tyler OS. All these different names. I don't know. That's why I don't want to pick a name, because it's like, I like them all. I like them all. But anyways, guys, we don't need to force anything. We don't need to force anything. Anyways, been thinking of, sometimes I get pissed, or sometimes I overthink or think about stuff. And I've realized it's kind of just using up too much mental capacity, or mental currency, if you will. Let's call it mental coins. And some people treat it like a battery, like a social battery. Like your mind runs on a device. Every notification, every annoyance, every worry pulling from your battery. It doesn't necessarily need to be your phone pulling from your battery, but most of the time people drain themselves in the early morning, sometimes, halfway through your day, and just responding to every glitch out there in the environment. And I think, you can ignore those stupid problems. If you know something stupid, just ignore it for a bit. Don't let it take that mental currency from you. And I don't mean this in a lazy way, but in an efficient way. It doesn't matter if something doesn't matter in 24 hours. And I don't think you should spend more than 24 seconds thinking about it. Now we're just here, guys, to optimize our living, to become more like computers. Have no feelings, be AI robots. Is it sentient? Is it not? No, just kidding. We're humans, very much so. Honestly, the moment you stop reacting to that nonsense, you start to feel like you're in this limitless mode. You didn't waste all your coins by noon, all of your currency, your mental currency. So I thought about that. Like, if it doesn't deserve this thought, this thinking, this exhaustion, let me just not think about it. Obviously, you can't do that with everything, and you can only put it off for so long. But there's little silly things like someone cuts you off driving. Bro, who cares? Don't even question it. You're just going to get stressed out, waste all this energy, and nothing's going to happen. If something does happen, it's probably bad. Because what's the outcome? You're going to fucking get out, talk to the guy, fight the guy, yell at the guy. I can't think of a better, I don't know. Some things you just got to let go, But you do have to pick and choose, though. Because you're not limitless. You do have a capacity, but you don't want to leak any currency or leak any of that capacity if you don't need to. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Speaking to you guys like you're AI robots here, but it is what it is. So, let's see. There was something else I was going to talk about. And maybe I did already mention it. But I don't know. Hope everything's chilling, going well over there. And we're kind of just chilling here. Doing the doing the life thing, marriage, that kind of thing. Surprise, a lot of people didn't really know about that. Everyone was surprised, actually, when I tell you, everyone. The whole family, friends, all that. So, living good, living great. It's been nice. It's been wonderful. Maybe there will be more. Who knows? Cameron is having a kid literally in like a few days. So he'll probably be pretty busy. Won't be able to do the podcast, maybe the podcast for a little while. So you may hear more of me. We don't know. This might just be an introduction, or this might just be the beginning of nothing. So appreciate you guys listening. Hope you got something out of it. Just an update. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care. Bye.